What up, everybody? It's your girl July from Kickback Couture, and today I'm here to share with you 2 ways in which you can learn sound design synthesis. So the first thing I want to share with you is an app called Syntorial. It has 33 modules in which it walks you through step by step how to use a synth. Now, it also comes with extra lesson packs. So in order to show you that, I will go up to, I think I can actually view it here. Download lesson packs. Comes with a lesson pack for Serum, one for Massive, one for Silent, Cakewalk Zeta, and the Mini Move Voyager. Okay, so that is 5 extra lesson packs on top of what it comes with, which is its own synth called Primer. Now, the Primer synth looks like this. It's by Audible Genius, which is the company that created Syntorial. Primer. So what it actually does is it strips away everything and starts you off with one parameter at a time, therefore taking you through the process of how to use a synth literally step by step. So from here, let's go ahead and see what Syntorial is like. Alright, so it has 33 different modules in which you can learn the process of synthesis. So here at the top, we would start off with your basic sound, and it does come with 5 new separate lesson packs. So the lesson packs included are for Massive, Silent 1, Zeta 2, Serum, and the Mini Move Voyager. Alright, so the next thing I would like to share with you before I get back into Syntorial is a book. It's called The Musical Art of Synthesis. It's by Sam McGuire and Nathan Van Der Rest. So Sam McGuire was actually my professor in college, and Nathan is actually alumni at my college, in which I will also be alumni in a few days. But that is kind of not what I wanted to say necessarily. I do want to go through the table of contents so that you know what you're going to get into with this book. So in it, we have the subtractive synthesis. It's going to tell you about subtractive synthesis, sampling and sample-based synthesis, modulation synthesis, additive synthesis, wavetable synthesis, granular synthesis, vector synthesis, combination synthesis and modeling, and also performing live. Can you stop it? Sorry, cat issues. Alright, so not only does it go through and explain it to you, it's not like some complicated jargon. It's actually really easy to understand, and it's something that you can get just being a beginner. So it has synth recipes so that you can follow along and work in time with what you are reading. So with that being said, I will have that link down in the description for the book, and also for Syntorial. I'm going to get into Syntorial more.
Saw and pulse waveforms. We begin in a section of the synth known as the oscillator. The oscillator is responsible for generating your initial raw sound, which is known as a waveform. The 2 most commonly used waveforms are saw and pulse. Here's the saw. Very bright and edgy. The saw is a great all-purpose waveform that is used for a lot of different things. Now here's the pulse. I like to think of the pulse as having a more video game-esque quality. A lot of people describe it as being more artificial sounding than the saw. Another big difference is down in the lower register. Here's the saw. Very kind of thin and buzzy, whereas the pulse, also buzzy, but it has this big heavy low end. You'll want to keep this in mind when designing a bass patch. You can use saw or pulse, but pulse will give you a naturally bigger low end. So if you're looking for that heavier bass, go for the pulse. In the next challenge, you'll set the waveform. Now, as we just learned, there are only two choices, saw and pulse. And by default, your patch is always set to saw. A couple of the hidden patches are also going to be set to saw. In these cases, you don't have to do anything other than click submit. This, of course, will not be common in future lessons. 99% of the time, you'll have to change at least one setting, if not more. But for this first challenge, listen carefully and determine whether you need to change the waveform to pulse or just leave it at saw.
Alright, so let's go ahead and start the challenge and see what we can get into. Alrighty, gonna click this button here. Start playing. Now, this is a saw patch, as he stated. It could be... It's by default already on saw. So here I'm just gonna go with the saw because that is the correct answer and we don't have to change it. So, as I hit the start button, it cheers for me, of course. This is the hidden patch, the next patch. It's a pulse wave, so remember you can also play these keys here in order to compare your hidden patch and your patch, as well as trigger the loop. Gonna submit that. And here, let's see what happens if I get the wrong answer. Gonna select pulse, submit. So it's gonna bring it back after I get through the original challenge questions, or challenge demonstrations we can call it, since I got it wrong. Alright, we're good on this one. Now we get the opportunity to retry patch 3. Saw. We're good to go. Now with this we are done and we got a final score of 3 stars. However, you're able to move on with only 1 star. So you can set your own standard as to how good you want to, pass the challenges. So between 1, 2, and 3 stars, you will automatically unlock the next section, in which is pulse width. After that, we have a quiz. After that, it's gonna go through an on your own module, which will give you some homework in which you can put what you just learned into practice. Okay, so if you like this video, give it a like, comment, subscribe, and most definitely let me know what you would like to see next. It's all Couture, Kickback, and Cook Up.